I love my computer. I've built it up over many years, just changing out pieces every few months, upgrading here and there, until I have what I consider to be a masterpiece. Something that I can appreciate, something that I look at and I think is beautiful, but also something that does everything I ask it to do when I ask it to do it, and nothing I throw at it stops it, and it's amazing. Brianna's computer, however, it works. It turns on, it opens what she needs to open, and it turns off when she turns it off. Not much special to it. So I figured, it's about time. This woman deserves an upgrade. Now, we went with some new parts, we went with some used parts that I already had on hand, but all in all, this is an absolute overkill PC for what she's going to be doing with it. She doesn't game at all, but I built her a gaming PC anyway. Hey, just in case, maybe I'll get her on board. But this machine isn't the top of the line everything, but it most certainly will do everything she throws at it, and then some more. Let's get into the build. Thanks for joining me. So you may at this point be asking yourself, what's in the box? What are we putting in this build? So we're taking her up from the 128 gig drive that she has now, bumping her up to 500. So the GPU we're going with is an XFX RX 580. It's an AMD card. I got this one used. I got it for like $100. It was probably the best 1080p card I could find for $100. So this was a pretty decent decision monetarily for what we were doing. Now this build isn't necessarily a budget build. Okay, it's not in any way a budget build, but it is. I don't even know what this is. It's kind of weird. Some of this stuff is on the lower end of the price scale because it's things that I could compromise on pretty easily, and some of the things are higher end because they're either things that I had or just what I wanted for the build. So we have here a Corsair AX760. You may recognize this. This is the old one that was in my build. This is fully modular, so we're going to go for that nice clean look that I wanted to go for. And the reason I went with this, because this is actually a platinum rated power supply. Once again, it's way overkill for what she's doing, for what we're putting in this build, but I already had it, so I didn't have to spend the extra, whatever, $180, $200 that these would normally cost. And I've been using this for a couple of years. I know it works great, so now let's go in her build. So processor-wise, we went with a Ryzen 5 2600X, not the 3600, because the 3600, honestly, this is even overkill for, once again, for what she's doing. But this was, I think I paid $105 for this. Since I already had a GPU and I didn't want to do an APU build because of the aesthetics that I'm going for, this was an excellent decision for the price once again. Onto our board. There's no such thing as an inexpensive ITX board for the Ryzen chipset. There's just not. But the beautiful thing about this is, as you can see here, it is 2000 ready. So that means that I shouldn't have to worry about updating the BIOS from the 1000 series to the 2000 series for this 2600 here. So this wasn't the cheapest one available, but it was it was the best price on the best quality that I could find. The B450 is going to be absolutely fine for our needs, and it'll accept the 2600 quite nicely. So for this build, we do have something very special. This is a special Dark Edition DDR4 Dominator Platinums running at 3200. I've had these up to 3600 in my build, but we're only going to be running them at 34 in hers just for stability purposes. This is BDI RAM. This is top of the line, absolute beautiful stuff. The only reason that this is not still in my build is because I bumped it up to 64 gigs and I got the RGB kit, so that's fun. But yes, these I've been using for about a year. They're absolutely fantastic. For CPU cooling, we're going closed loop. Yes, I know. I should hardline, and eventually I will hardline. But right now, I just wanted to get her up and running and not worry about the extra $400 or $500 that it's going to cost me to put in a proper hardline loop. I like these EVGA closed loop coolers. They do really good work, and I am going to overclock it for her because that's something I enjoy. So that's going to be done, but this can handle everything that I'm going to throw at it. Last but not least, what are we putting this build in? Oh, it's so much heavier than it should be. Alright, so what are we putting this build in, you might ask? This is the Thermaltake Core P1. Essentially, it is just a baby version of my P3. I love my P3. I've been on it for 3 years now. It's a great chassis, and this is the tempered glass version of this particular case, so hers is going to look nicer than mine. But I'm okay with that. And then when we hardline it, it's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. So, anywho, that is all of our parts. Let's open all this stuff up and get going on this build. If you don't know what I'm doing here, if you don't have a power button, then you can jump your motherboard by just jumping the same pins that the power button would activate anyway. And typically they're like down here-ish, but I don't know. Am I missing something here? Let's see. RGB, USB. Okay, so when in doubt, check the manual. All we're looking for is a video signal. This should be on for a total of 15-20 seconds, and it should not be anything close to damaging. There we go. Okay, I've got lights on the everything. Let's see, my monitor's not... Oh boy. Come on. There we go. Okay, we've got video. Alright, we are good to go. We're posting. Yay for a post. Now that we are posting, we are good to put this into the case. And let's see if we're going to be able to mount it tonight. This should only take, I don't know, a half hour or so to put everything together. And, I mean, not even that, because everything's kind of already together. I just got to put a few screws in. So, we shall see. Be really tough and really complicated. We're gonna do some cable management here. Ready? Cool, done. Hey. All right, we've got a post. That's excellent. And I'm going to go to bed tonight, but we'll finish this video up mañana. Hey guys, so it's been a couple days now. I'm just installing Windows now. I've been a busy fella, so this hasn't gotten completed quite yet. So I wasn't going to replace her peripherals initially, but I kind of had to do it. Just completed the look, and they match mine now, so custom next. So what we ended up with, excuse the mess, I haven't cleaned her old desktop off here yet, but check this out. Boom. Mounted. Beautiful. It looks pretty good up there. I do have to center it a little bit, but that's okay. It's got plenty of room to slide. So that's on a flush wall mount. It's one of the ones with hooks that can slide back and forth. It's the same one that mine is on right now, so it's quite nice. This is a K70 rapid fire with the MX speed switches. Mine is the rapid fire. Mine's just the K70 RGB with Cherry MX reds. So her switches are going to be a little bit quieter than mine. Hers is also the V2, so it's newer and it's really nice. I like it a lot. I'll put the wrist rest on there as well. And I also got her a lovely G703, which is the same mouse that I've been using for a while now. I absolutely love it. Not going to get her the Lady Uppy trackpad because that probably is too much. And plus this one does just fine for what she needs it for. So once this is all done, it's going to be quite nice. Tick, tick, tick. We'll get there.
Whoa. Is that for me?
No, it's for me. I'm stealing your desk too. I'm going to use both of
No.
them.
This is so pretty. Oh my gosh.
You like it?
I love it. You.
Me.
Thank you, honey.
So
That's
that,
really sweet.
yeah.
This is really...
Same mouse and keyboard as me. Yours is the newer version. The 702 is really nice. It's wireless and rechargeable, so once the charge runs out on that, you just plug it in for like whatever 6 hours or something, and then you can use it for a week or so.
Oh, sweetheart.
Yeah.
That's really sweet. I'll
I'm
tell
glad
you
you
what,
like
I
it.
was not expecting this.
Good.
So this is a surprise.
So there you have it. We went from 2 cores, 4 threads to 6 cores, 12 threads. We not only doubled the amount of her RAM, but we went from 2133 CL16 to 3600 CL15. We quadrupled her storage. We just about doubled her power capacity and went from a bronze to a platinum rated power supply. The motherboard is much newer technology and she's got AC Wi-Fi now. We took that GTX 750 Ti, which I will say is a reliable card, and we upgraded that to an RX 580. Last but not least, of course, we took that nice little Ryzen Tech Metis Plus. We upgraded to the beautiful Thermaltake P1, so now she can join the wall-mounted rig family. This was an extremely fun project. I'm so happy that I got to do this for her, so now she can look up at her computer once in a while and think, wow, that's really nice looking, kind of like I do from time to time. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I've been seeing the subs come in every day or two, and it's amazing to me that people think what I'm doing is interesting enough to come back for more. So if you haven't subbed yet, sub now, but I got stuff coming up. So thank you guys once again for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay home, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.